Welcome to Kitchen 143. I am your host, Michelle Aventajado, your resident Momma in Manila, and tonight we are out and about in Makati. If you know the Rockwell area, you know that Lopez Drive is a fun place to dine, drink, hang out with your friends and family because there's a plethora of food choices here to choose from. One of our favorite places to pop a squat when we're spending time in Power Plant is CDP Global Table. Nino and I have been coming here for years. We've enjoyed breakfast, lunch, snacks, dinner, of course dinner when we can steal away from the kids, but it's always been a place that we come back to. If you're watching now, you know you're tuning in from either the Rappler website, Facebook, YouTube, or the Twitter accounts, and you can also watch on Momma in Manila, the Momma in Manila Facebook page as well. Joining me today is Chef Kat Alcantara of CDP, and it feels like we're just hanging out because
I hope so. I'm so nervous.
We're just hanging out and having fun as friends often do. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming.
You know, this has been a favorite place of Nino and I, so much so that we ended up becoming friends.
Yes.
Which I love about Chef Kat and, of course, the staff here at CDP. But tell us why CDP and why CDP Global Table.
Well, CDP was supposedly like a secret acronym, but it really stands for Chefs Do Party.
Okay.
Chefs do party.
There's a double entendre
Chefs
there,
do
right?
party.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And Global Table, because much of what, when we come and dine, whether it's for brunch, you have a new brunch menu, or, for afternoon snacks or cocktails and, pika pika, it's not necessarily Filipino food.
Well, when we started 8 years ago, my business partner, Malu, Forrest, and Oye, they're more New York inclined,
okay.
So they're more American inclined in terms of...
Up here for New York.
There you go. I'm more European inclined,
right.
More Persian.
Yes.
Specifically, but more European really. So when we were trying to think of what to say, like, what kind of restaurant you
right.
are? So Oya came up with Global Table.
Right.
Because of exactly. And then
a little bit of everything.
We're all based here.
Right.
But you have all of those influences.
How did you come together with Malu?
Malu and I opened our first restaurant around the same time, and she's super, super friendly. Came to my restaurant, introduced herself, and I was thinking, who is this crazy person talking to me, sticking her head in my pass-through?
Right.
And we just became instant friends.
Like kitchen sisters.
Well, yes.
I mean, you guys
yes.
connect through food and good food at that.
Yes. And then she, we spent really our first restaurants, our first time being in the industry. We would be together every day, and she was telling me we have to do something together, and that's how we formed CDP.
Lo and behold. So you guys aren't the only partners, though. There are other partners.
Well, of course, our husbands are involved.
Of course. Well, speaking of husbands, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
So Chef Kat and Marco have been married 15 years. So if you guys want to greet them in the comments, make sure you tag
today,
CDP.
15 years today.
Today is their anniversary.
Yes.
So thanks for having us on your anniversary.
You're more than welcome.
We're celebrating with you. So your husbands are partners also, and then do you have other partners?
And Christine Luxine is also another friend of ours who's also invested in the company.
But for the menu, it's mostly, what you and Malu have come
especially
up with.
in the beginning. And then, of course, it has evolved, but it's really, I guess that's also why we put a restaurant together, because our styles are, the things we like are similar.
Yeah. That's kind of like my kitchen sister, Sab. Like, I just feel like we get along. We like,
there you
go. Thanks, Gomer.
You have one of my favorite drinks.
This is one of my faves as well, the Aperol Spritz. So we actually learned how to make this on an episode too. So
oh yeah?
Yeah, we did with Ian.
So
cheers. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. This is really one of my faves. Actually, I think I drank this for the very first time here.
Really?
during a brunch event.
When we
Yeah.
came up with, when we started serving Aperol Spritz, not too many restaurants in Manila were doing it. Now it's more, like people know what it is.
Yes.
When we started serving it, it was, I guess, not really an introduction, but not that
You were
common.
one of the first.
Yeah.
You were. I remember all of us also, we were cheersing the
Yeah.
moms that we were having brunch here as well. Okay, so you guys meet, you came together, you wanted to serve up good food, both from like each of, I guess, what you guys would describe as your comforts, or like,
yes, in a way, or not necessarily comfort, but things that we found impressive.
Yeah.
Like when you travel, you see all these things that you connect to, or
Right.
you want to, and you can relate to this
Yes.
because if you cook,
Yes.
you see something you like, you
And
want
then
to
wanna
do
make
something
it
like
at
your
home.
version
Yes.
of it, right? You want to do like your version of it.
yes.
So
Totally.
something like that.
So you guys would travel together and you would like try all these different
Even
dishes.
travel separately,
Yeah.
and then when we would come back, we would share it. But then we traveled together before we opened CDP. So
which must
we,
have been fun.
Oh, I can't.
I mean,
I can't tell you the stories.
I have fun with you. I can imagine Malou would
Oh,
be
yeah.
so much fun
Yeah.
too.
Not stories to tell
Not stories
people.
we're gonna tell on
yeah,
air?
No, yeah, no.
So that's for later. So you guys traveled together. You came up with, the different dishes, but you're like a mainstay here in Power Plant because you've been here now for
8 years.
So this August it will be 8 years, or will
No,
it
it's
be
8
9?
years already. It will be 9.
Okay.
So I know this because my daughter was born the day after I gave birth. No, my CDP was. We started CDP the day after my daughter was born.
So you will never forget the opening
No.
of this one. So actually, this August it's 9 years.
Yes.
So
when
you
we
have an
were
anniversary
doing
coming up.
everything, I was like super pregnant. Super pregnant.
I wonder, does that change your palate? Like
Not
when you're
really. It
pregnant?
changed my palate for wine. Well, I shouldn't
Well,
really even
You
be
can have
drinking
a
it.
glass or two.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, of course. There's nothing wrong with it. Doctor says you can.
But palate, not really.
Interesting. Okay, we were served something. Gomer brought it over. I'm going to bring it into frame. Tell us about this.
That's pig ears fries. So this
Pig.
was Malu's idea.
Okay.
So this has been on the menu since we started.
Okay. I've
So-
never tried this one.
Really?
Believe it or not,
Well,
yes.
You should try it.
All right, so I'm going to try pig ears fries.
So this was one of the things that she saw something similar in one of her travels in California, in the wine country, and she was telling me about it. She was raving about it, and she was saying, "We have to do something like this
Yeah.
because it's so it's not really weird for us because it's like
'cause
seasick
it's-
country,
Right.
but
It's so good.
It's
I'm
a
dipping
different-
it in vinegar. This is a vinegar?
yes, so it's
What
a
kind
different
of vinegar is it?
interpretation of it, but." You kind of get that texture, but it's not really presented this way here. But it's not weird, right?
Not at all.
There you go.
There's a spice that I taste.
Cinnamon?
It's yummy, crunchy. I like dipping it in the vinegar. It's like almost. It looks
It's
like a
not
different
really
kind of
chicharron.
vinegar.
It's not too weird that it can kind of remind
No,
you,
I
but
like
not
it.
really because you have that texture that's
Yes.
different.
Yes. Very yummy, guys. Pig ears fries. Who would have thunk it? Malou and Kat did. So this is one of the many dishes in the apps that people can come prior to the pandemic. Nino and I were here often for happy hour.
Yeah.
Admittedly, so.
It's always happy. There's no judgment here.
Yes.
People come here and it's normal to have like, drinks over lunch and
Yes.
it's not really Filipino culture to have drinks over lunch, but here it's like it's fine.
Why not?
Filipino
not?
culture? Yeah,
Is
it?
it?
Should change, right?
Yeah, we should. We should change it. I vote to change it. What's the vibe you want people to come? Like when they come, what do you want them to feel?
Of course, the pandemic changed a lot.
Right.
Pre-pandemic, we were really like, it's not obvious, but we were kind of like a neighborhood place. We had a lot of regulars who would
Yeah.
come here. And even if you come here alone, then it's friendly enough that eventually you
Oh, yeah.
kind of like mingle with the
Absolutely.
other people. So, of course, the pandemic changed it, where
Pandemic changed
you don't
everyone.
really mingle.
No, you don't mingle. You're not like hugging and dancing because you've had some happy drinks. Even when Nino and I are here, we would chat with all the tables that
Because, like, after
it's
a while,
friendly.
especially after a couple of drinks,
Yeah.
it's okay to do
of
that.
course. Sometimes it takes people a couple of
Yeah,
drinks
exactly.
to do that. Not me.
So it's starting to it's starting to come back to that. Being in Lopez Drive, the nice thing that Rockwell did was also to open up the street.
Yes.
So now we have street dining.
Yes.
So I remember the first time that it was really like, like there were a lot of people, there was live music,
birthday.
and there you go.
It's someone's birthday, guys. Someone's birthday. Always someone's birthday. So they come and have
We were
drinks.
just talking about that, right? If you're outside and then you have stuff like that, that's from
Yes.
Mamu, just the
Right next door.
company, right next door, company of my business partners here,
Right.
CDP, Malu, and Oya Forest.
Right.
So it was just nice to have that again, like after being cooped up.
Yes.
So I just hope that for our guests, so it's always going to be that way, that you
Yeah.
can come here where, okay, you have big fierce fries. It's a little, not really that shishi, but a little different. It's a global table. It's not,
Is it shishi?
is it?
I don't
Is
know.
it not?
I think it's awesome.
Some people say it is, some people think it's comfort food, but it's all relative, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's all relative.
So you opened up, you have outdoor dining, which of course after the pandemic, you mentioned everything changed. Everything did change after the pandemic. We look for outdoor dining. We're actually outdoor. We're covered just in case
But if you
it's
remember,
gonna rain.
like before,
Yeah.
years ago, there was street dining here.
Ooh, there was. So I don't remember that.
You weren't here?
No. Or maybe I wasn't coming out enough. Guys,
This is lobster vongole.
this is Maine lobster vongole. Guys, this is, so if you were following and you saw the pre-post, the pre-show posts, you will know that 10 lucky patrons can come in and enjoy this. This is, this is the staple. This is one of the staples that you can find on the CDP Global Table menu. We talked about things changing, people enjoying eating outside more. This is something that has not changed.
That's not changed.
Yeah, but I know
From day
you
one,
know,
we had it.
Yes. I'm going to take a little bit. Tell us about the menu and maybe how things have even changed after the pandemic as well.
Well, during the lockdown itself, and when we opened, we cut the menu shorter. I think everybody did that, but we expanded again. We want to have the favorites of our clients,
Right.
from when they first started coming here. But we also want to introduce some new dishes. But we never want to be faddish.
Yes.
We want to be current,
right.
not faddish.
Not faddish, because there's a difference.
Yes. So,
Of course I have
but
to
this
take
is
a bite
one
of
of
the lobster.
our. I guess for us, this is classic. It's really like a vongole pasta, but we just added
The lobster,
Yeah, the
which, sorry
lobster.
guys, I took a little
Maine lobster.
I'm gonna have, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Okay, so this has been on the menu
from day one.
From day one. What else? I know we were talking like, what's your favorite on the menu? What's Marco's favorite? I know we're gonna get to see some of these other dishes as well.
When I'm in a restaurant, in one of my restaurants, people always ask me, "What's your favorite?"
Okay.
My favorite kind of changes as I go along. Sometimes it's what I'm working on or my new stuff that I worked on. But I think the curry risotto that we will bring out later is one of my favorites, just because I don't know, like sometimes fusion, like it had a bad rep, right?
Yeah, it
because
did.
it became
Where everything
like
was fusion.
confusion.
Yes.
But the curry
that's
risotto
funny. I
for
never
me,
heard
like
that.
really, like,
It's a good fusion.
Yeah.
Obviously.
but nobody says fusion anymore.
No, we don't.
Yeah, because it really such like such a bad rep for it.
It's like artisanal.
But it's just good to really, like, when you travel, everybody's global right now. You don't really stick to just one cuisine. You really, like, even if you are, like, you're Filipino, you're not gonna have Filipino food every day of your life. You're always gonna have something else.
Yeah. Cheers to variety.
Cheers to that.
And good food. Okay, guys. If there's anything you guys have questions for or you're curious, you guys can leave them in the comment section. We're here, we're live in Makati on Lopez Drive at CDP Global Table. You can watch on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and of course the Rappler homepage. You can see us. So we're learning more about the menu with Chef Kat. And of course, we're also, so we talked about the pandemic, the staples, the new additions. How would you describe, this is what we were talking about, right?
Speaking of new additions, we didn't have pulpo when we started, but talking about something current, even I myself, when I see pulpo on the menu, I'm like, I gotta have it.
You gotta try it.
I don't know why I gotta have it, but I have to try it. I have to try their version of it.
So what did you just pour on top?
Olive oil.
Okay. Tell us how this one is prepared.
So it's with salsa verde. It's really more like a Spanish take on it. So you should try it.
I will. I love pulpo, and I am like you. So whenever I see it on the menu, I have to try it also.
But when I was growing up, I never had pulpo.
Me either.
Exactly.
No. Yeah.
So it's current.
It is,
but
current.
Not faddish.
Can I use my fork?
Of course.
I'm just going to use my fork and grab this piece on the end. Grab some salsa verde. Pulpo is current, and of course, not necessarily trendy, right?
No, and it's been also, like, you see it in a lot of menus around.
There's a char,
yes, grilled,
which is always yum on pulpo,
but it's not tough, right?
Not at all. That's the danger. That's the danger, I think, of eating pulpo if it's not done right, right? And this absolutely is done right. I love the grill.
Thank you.
How would you describe the clientele who comes in? I mean, the ones that you don't make friends with all the time, because obviously I've been coming here so long. When Chef says I'm in the restaurant, I come down right away. So
the clientele of the restaurant.
Yeah.
Well, of course, because we're in Rockwell, so you have a lot of the residents of Rockwell.
Right.
But I think
which is definitely upscale. I mean, in terms of
Yes. I think a lot of our clients are also well traveled.
Yes.
So a lot of the dishes that we do are stuff that they have seen. Of course, we have our different take on it.
Right.
That's not too something they've seen already before.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not too different, not too exotic.
Familiar but new at the same time.
Yeah, or familiar but not something that you're having at home every day.
Right. Oh, definitely not. I know when Nino and I, we come down, we are creatures of habit though. So pre-pandemic, we would kind of order the same things all the time. We're like that as well. I don't know. Are you guys like that when you go to a restaurant, you find something you like, and then, that'll be your app, and then if someone else gets an app for the center, and then you get your own entree. But I like to share with Nino, and then of course we always end up getting similar dishes to what we used to have before.
Same things that you order.
Yeah. So, okay. I know you and I talked about this before because I was asking you more about like how you found your way to the kitchen, and we talked about having, you got your undergrad degree here, and then you just tell us about that. Tell us about how you decided to find your way to, serving up wonderful food like this.
The question that I get asked a lot is, have you always wanted to be a chef?
Yeah.
Has it always
I tried
been
to
your
phrase
passion?
it without saying
it. But that's the usual question, right? That's the cliche
it.
question. So, I don't know if I can call it accidental, but basically, I wanted to be in Paris. I knew I wanted to be in the food business because
Right.
I was exposed to it because of my grandfather.
Right.
Food business, Paris,
Chef.
that's what we learned. And then the more I learned, the more I loved.
I mean, not just chef. You went to Le Cordon Bleu as
Yes,
well. I
the
mean,
Cordon Bleu.
yeah.
So the more, and I was in Paris doing the Cordon Bleu.
Yeah.
It was really
I've heard horror stories like about how difficult it is. And no, not at all.
fun.
Well, of course, because you
It's a
love
lot of
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Well, you don't go there if you don't love it.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. I had a friend who went, and she actually said she probably cried every day because.
Really?
Yeah, she said she cried every day. She's now in Thailand. She graduated, she finished, but she said it was probably one of the most difficult things she did.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if she's
I had
still
a blast.
cooking.
I had a
You had a
blast.
blast. So that's awesome.
I really enjoyed it.
That's
The more I
awesome.
learned, the more I loved, and one thing led to another. The more I loved it, the more I really. And then it got to a point where I can't imagine doing anything else
But this.
but this.
Well, so this is not your only thing. CDP Global Table is one of many babies that you
Not
have.
many.
Well,
but
I feel like, I mean, you're definitely diverse in what you bring
all
to the
within
table.
F&B, but I have mezclan,
Yes.
which is one of my main things.
Yeah.
So we operate out of Ascot Makati. We run the food and beverage of
Yes.
Ascot Makati. We do catering as well under Mezclan brand.
And events and
Yes. So we do like weddings, social parties, birthdays.
Yeah.
We do a lot of kiddie parties actually
Yeah.
with Mezclan kids. And then we have Lit in
Yes.
Surrendra, a
Yes.
Japanese whiskey bar.
right downstairs. I don't know how many different whiskeys.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. A lot of different whiskeys there. Nino and I like to go there also for a nightcap right downstairs.
Yes, so we have partners there, and we have our Japanese partner, Francis Hasegawa, our whiskey concierge, who
Hi,
makes sure
Francis.
everybody has a good time.
Yeah, he does. He has his record player. And
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
fun.
So we have a good selection of Japanese whiskey. Arguably
Hundreds.
the best in Manila.
Yeah, that's what I would
The
say.
largest in Manila.
Yeah.
And
And then
we
right next
have
door?
Lab, 2 doors down, we have Lab, our new bar that we just opened. So we
Okay.
hold our events there.
Okay.
Oh, there you go, the curry risotto that I was talking about.
Yes.
So it's halibut with curry risotto. So this is my husband's favorite here.
So this is Marco's favorite.
Yes.
What's Maddie's favorite?
It was my favorite years ago. But then again,
let's show
as we
it
do
to the
dishes,
camera.
usually I kind of circle around it. Maddie's favorite is truffle macaroni.
See that? Truffle mac. That's like comfort.
Exactly.
Comfort in a bowl. Are you guys showing it?
So this is a curry risotto. So it's a halibut and red curry, kind of like Thai style.
And I see a little, is that lemongrass? Or is that green onion?
It's scallion. No,
Scallion.
yeah.
Yeah. Really yummy. And I will try. Just try a little bit. So I'm really trying everything, guys. Because this looks like very easy food to eat. Sometimes, guys, it's really hard to host when you have to take a bite and then you worry about something getting stuck in your teeth. Okay. Gonna have a little
Good.
bit of the risotto and a little bit of the halibut. Okay, so, you know, while the pandemic changed everything and, you know, opened up certain things for certain people, I know that, you know, the opportunities that you have provided for people to come together here often, of course, there are happy occasions when people come out. What would you say has changed even for, I mean, like getting through the pandemic was difficult for everybody. You're still here. You're still in this great spot, which we love. What would you say would be one of the biggest learning lessons that you came out with?
Pandemic?
Yeah.
How long do we have?
Okay, you could give me a few. I mean, I learned a lot too. I know we all learned the importance of family for sure.
Yes,
But here in the
family.
restaurant industry,
There's the, the grit and resilience and how fast you can adapt, and how you let, like something like that happens. It's almost like you're grieving, right? Like you can allow that to happen.
yes,
But you also have to fight or flight.
right.
So we fought.
You did.
We did.
I'm sure you guys adapted and did things a little bit differently too.
Oh yeah, different brands. Like we did different things. It was really just to get through it. It's hard to get through it when you don't know how long and what it takes to get through it. But I have to tell you that the team that we have right now is the same one that we had pre-pandemic.
It's fantastic. So you kept everybody, and that's a testament also
we probably lost 2 since then.
Yeah.
Because like just how it is, but
it's
but for
difficult.
the most part, it's the
Everybody's
same team.
here.
It's the same team.
Yeah, so it's the same team that was serving us before with our happy drinks. I think I want to talk about the dish though.
Marco's favorite.
Yeah,
curry
Marco's
risotto.
favorite. So the curry it's just a faint, it's not overpowering. It's just enough. The risotto's done perfectly. So for you guys, risotto should not be mushy. Has to be done well. And the halibut, of course, is delicious.
But
So-
let me ask you. You tried
Yeah.
the curry risotto. It's
Yes.
not weird at all, right? It
No.
seems like it should have always been done
It's great.
this
yeah.
way.
It's delicious. It goes. It definitely goes. It works, guys. You can have it too. And you can think of Marco, who's lending me his wife on his 15th anniversary, so we can chat more about CDP and, of course, all the different things that you guys are bringing up. So I'm going to move this one over just a little. There we go. All these yummy dishes. Okay.
That's hot. That's hot.
So I
So
won't
don't-
grab
yeah.
that.
Don't touch that. So
But
this is a steak that.
Could we grab this though and like pull it
can
over
we move
here?
it here?
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
so don't move that around. So this is a steak that's very
I'll take this.
similar to the mamu steak. So this is from Malu and Oye, my business
Okay.
partners. And they were really the ones who introduced me to this kind of steak.
Okay. It's like
The rib eye
Yeah.
done that way, and Malu really, I don't know if I'm biased, but I think Malu started this for Manila.
yes, definitely. She did. Without a doubt. I'm gonna have a piece. I remember visiting Mamu when it first opened in Surendra.
Yeah.
So that's where you guys first met.
Yes.
Are you gonna have anything? You're
Well,
gonna have?
now I want to. I can smell it.
Have something. So you guys can come down right here on Lopez Drive. For those of you guys that did enter for a chance to win, you will win the lobster vongole, of course. That the winners will be announced tomorrow. 10 lucky winners will get a chance to try the mainstay that's been here on the menu for years. I'm gonna have a bite. So tender.
You have the accompaniments there, but I think a lot of
Tell us
a lot
about
of the
those.
purists will just have it.
Yeah, I
As is.
dug right in. Sorry, guys, I didn't use any. But let's talk
Not
about
just
what it's
mustard,
served with.
but did you have some mashed potatoes and stuff?
Mustard, and is that like a gravy?
Yeah, but we don't. Most people don't even really
Right.
touch it.
So
I always have it with mustard,
you do.
more like European style.
So this is USDA Prime Angus.
So it's I call it the mamu steak, really. I mean, we serve it here. We're right next door. We're partners. But it's really, I think Malu really, like, I don't know if that's fair to say that she introduced us to Manila.
She did. It absolutely is fair to say she did. At a time where there were no other steakhouses.
Now there are a lot.
Right? Now there are a lot. There definitely are. So, cheers to Malu and Kat coming together. Of course, so guys, if you want to follow CDP, on Instagram it's CDP Global Table. On Facebook, you can also find them on CDP Global Table. I've been drinking this, but there's another drink on the table. I'll take a sip of this and tell you about the next drink. Okay. This is, I think I remember you saying, it's a lychee mule.
Lychee mule. I hope you don't ask me too much about it. I've had too much of it that I can't remember how we did it. This is, again, one of our drinks from the beginning.
The Moscow mules. I would come for the Moscow mules. And
we had like we infused
all the different infused vodka. Was it vodka and gin? And they would be on the counter. All the fruits would be infusing the alcohol, which of course just made the drinks yummier. And it's fun to look at. I mean, this is, it's part of what it would remind you that you could have a daytime drink.
Yeah.
That you can daytime drink here at CDP. Oh, that's right. That's what we would have with lunch.
What would you have?
The dirty espresso.
Oh, dirty espresso?
Yeah. Was it a martini? Tonic. Dirty espresso gin and tonic.
So I guess we're putting it back.
Nino's requested it. I mean, that's what we would come for. And that made you feel like you could actually day drink, really, because it had a shot of espresso in it. So it was like you were getting ready.
It was coffee.
It's coffee. It's coffee. Okay. So we have on the table, we had the pulpo, the fried pig's ears, right? The pig ears fries, the vongole, the lobster vongole, which is a staple, the halibut curry, of course the mamu steak. I know there are so many other dishes that we could bring out for dinner, but I know you also started serving brunch.
Yes, we did.
Right? So these are classics.
I would think so. Yeah. Because we have, well, of course, the omelets will always be there.
Right.
We have buttermilk pancakes. So I have a friend who's based in Guam who has a pancake and eggs restaurant. And she helped me do the recipe for the buttermilk pancakes. So we did that. Hi, Lori.
Hi. I love the buttermilk pancakes.
So we have the buttermilk
pancakes. I tried the matcha, I think.
Yes. So the matcha. So yeah, she ran through the whole thing with us. So we have the pancakes. We have bagels.
Yep, bagels with lox.
Yes.
Done very well, guys. So for those of you that have visited New York and would miss those flavors, you can have them. You can come down and have them.
So again, have my partner's influence for that. Of course, we have the Benedict, eggs Benedict.
What's brunch without eggs Benny?
And then we do a salmon version of it. We have nasi goreng, which I don't know if that's really a brunch item, but for me,
I feel like it is.
For me, it is.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Why is that? Why is it such a brunch item for you?
Both my parents are hoteliers, and especially my mom. I would have it in the hotels where she was working at, and it was always a staple for me. Like nasi goreng is like something I always want on the menu. And I don't know why I think it's brunch. I don't know if they consider it brunch.
It has an egg. Of course it's brunch.
There you go. Maybe that's why I think it's brunch.
It has an egg. Yes. Nino loves it. He really enjoyed it. When we came back, he ordered it again. What else do we have for the brunch menu? I'm trying to
avocado toast.
Avo toast. The different pancakes. And guys, everything, so this is a thing, and apparently I didn't know it. Nino and I were actually talking about this. Like, Japanese eggs are so much different than your average
The flavor of the yolk is different.
Right. And they're much more yellow.
Yes.
Right? So
you see it when you have ramen. Like you just have it's different, right? Like when you when you have it.
Yeah.
So we use Japanese eggs
for brunch.
For brunch.
And of course, you can come and have a great cup of coffee, which we featured Ross before. So it's also Philippine coffee that you
So
serve.
they supply us with our coffee. Commune.
Yeah. So, and that episode was really fun. That was just last week where we were able to. We had some surprise guests.
You did?
We did, and it was like so fun. We had surprise guests, and we only had 2 mics, so we had to like sit them right in between us. But it was really fun. It actually, I learned a lot about coffee, more than I had before. So, okay, I know we have dessert coming out, but tell us what we can coming. I know you're working on different projects. We talked about Lit, we talked about Lab that just opened right next door.
I don't think this is hot anymore. We can move it already.
Okay. And then I will move this right in front. This is great. Let's put this here. Go front and center. So we talked about Lit, we talked about Lab, we talked about Mezclon.
We have a new one opening up.
Okay,
Called Catalog.
Catalog.
It will be in a new property, Citadine in Benavides Street in Legazpi Village.
Okay, so here in Makati as well.
Yes.
It's on the other side.
So that will open around August.
Congrats.
Thank you.
So you guys can also check that out with all the different drinks. So we've had not a Moscow Mule, a lychee mule. An Aperol Spritz. You would think I would be able to remember these because I've only had a sip or two of alcohol. But I want to try the churros, and then after the churros, we can jump right in and do rapid fire.
I hope I can still answer.
I'm gonna take one. Who doesn't love churros, guys? This is like love churros any time of day. I'm just gonna dip because I won't double dip, promise. Yum. I want to finish the rest of the bite. Do you want to tell us something else that they need to know?
You have to ask me questions before stuff.
Tell us about the kind of food catalog. Like what can we expect from catalog?
Well, Catalog will be in Citadine, and we will run the F&B of the property the way Mezclon is running as Hot Makati.
So you'll have a little bit of everything as well.
But it will be on the ground floor, so we will be open to
walk-ins.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not exclusive to the guests of the property.
Right.
So we will be doing coffee to cocktails there.
Oh,
So we will
perfect.
be doing a lot more coffee, a lot of cold coffee, a lot of different. Is that interpretation when you do stuff with it?
Yeah.
But we'll do a lot of coffee. We'll do a lot of cocktails in
Yeah.
the evening, and then everything in between.
Do you feel like that's how, I feel like
There's no term
feel
for
like
it.
restaurant-
but
yeah,
a
but
lot
I
of
feel
people are doing it.
everything has kind of shifted with restaurants now, where you see and hear people doing really literally coffee to cocktails the
Yes.
same way before. You would do like nose to tail, but in the restaurant.
Actually, I think this will stick more than nose to tail, because
Yeah,
nose to
of
tail
course.
is
Right.
difficult to do. But coffee to cocktails is like your resto bar.
Yes.
Right? But
Come,
it's
work.
like a little, but it's deeper
Right.
in coffee. It's not just brewed coffee. It's
Right.
not just Americano.
Right.
You go deeper in coffee and you go deeper in cocktails.
Would you say that that's another thing that changed during the pandemic? Like we actually pay more attention to coffee now.
I'm not sure if it was because of the
to caffeine.
pandemic or if it was just really the evolution, or it might just be that. But there's no term for it. You say coffee to coffee, but there's no it's not like resto bar. Or,
Yes, people are
There was a
saying
time it was
coffee
like
to cocktails, though.
gastropub.
Yeah, gastropub. Yeah, that
it
was
became
like-
a thing, right? But I think the coffee to cocktails, people aren't labeling it that way, but there are some that are doing it. Especially people who are passionate about it. When you get really specific
Yes.
about it, you really go deeper about it.
Deeper, and then the coffee drinks also. I mean, you can have so much fun with coffee that people don't even realize, right? I just want to read some of the comments. It's so good to see you guys. I see Carrie is saying hello. She's watching. Marissa's tuning in from Manila. Beng is wishing you happy anniversary.
Thank
Well,
you.
It's her 15th year anniversary. Carrie's also saying that it, looks really yummy. And Baruga Wayne says that maybe he's talking about next door favorite truffle pasta, unless he's tried the macaroni here that Maddie loves, of course. Joanne just said, I think it's time for us to visit CDP again. It is. Joanne, come on down. So it's really good to see you guys. I should do this more often. I should have the phone next to me so I can read your comments some more, because it's really good to connect with everyone again. But now we will move on to rapid fire.
Okay.
Do you want to take a sip of champagne before we jump in? As you guys know, so we are here at CDP Global Table in Power Plant Mall on Lopez Drive. Of course, you can come down and see Chef Kat anytime. You can find all of these dishes and more, especially even coming for brunch, right? So they're open for brunch now at 10 a.m. If you're interested in following their Instagram, CDP Global Table. Facebook is also CDP Global Table, and now we're going to jump in for our rapid fire, and then Marco can have you back for your anniversary.
Okay.
Okay. Who is the biggest kitchen influence in your life?
Kitchen influence? I think what jumps in my head is influence. In terms of like my business, would have to be my grandfather. Not kitchen, but influence. Business influence.
Yeah. What was his name?
Mauro Arce.
Favorite food
We're in
as
ice cream business.
Yes. So that actually we also talked. So pause for our rapid fire. We were talking also about the different heritage brands that both you and Marco, your husband, not Mauro, your grandfather,
my family
involved
is in the ice cream business, Arce Dairy,
which is our fave ever
and
since.
also my in-laws are Angani Bay, Bangus. Heritage brands.
Heritage
if you think
brands,
about it.
talaga. I mean, those are the brands that are always on the shopping list for us.
Thank you.
So, okay, we'll go back to rapid fire.
Rapid. Okay.
Favorite food as a kid?
Junk food.
Junk food?
Cheese curls is like really my top of my. I'm embarrassed to say it, but it's really.
Of course not.
Planters cheese curls.
I love those too. Are they still your
one
favorite?
in the can.
Are they?
It's not available anymore.
They have
what
the balls.
happened to them?
They have the cheese balls.
Doesn't
I've
taste
seen the
the
balls.
same.
It doesn't. It
Doesn't
really
taste
doesn't.
the same.
I agree. Favorite cuisine as an adult?
French.
I
And
knew you were gonna
Japanese.
say that.
And Japanese.
Okay. What color is your kitchen?
Black and white.
Favorite pastime when not cooking or, restauranting?
Doing nothing.
The art of doing nothing.
Yeah. The Italians have a term for it.
Yes. What is it?
Dolce far niente.
Dolce. Yeah, I knew it was dolce. I didn't remember the second part.
That's an extravagance. If you can,
It is.
if you can do it,
do that. Well, I think it's you can make.
It's so
your own
adult
time.
of me to answer it that way, right? Like I could have said so many other things, but really, when you can have the time to do nothing,
Yes.
it's
It's an extravagance. It's a luxury. Sure is. What is your signature dish?
I don't have one. I think I keep changing it, or you will always evolve.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if this is the right thing to say, but I think as chefs, you don't really have a signature dish, or if you're in the business, because you will always evolve. It's not like the same thing that you will cook, that you've been cooking how many years?
Ever since.
I say that, but then this is on the menu for 8 years.
Yeah, but that is really good, and there's a reason why it's on the menu
But it's
for
not
that
the
long.
only thing
Right.
that we do.
For sure.
And then I also have my other brands, so
Right.
you express yourself differently, and the different brands that we do.
So what would be the signature dish Marco or Maddie would ask you to make if you were at home and it was just you guys?
It also changes. It's not
Also.
really not one
Changes
thing.
according to them too.
Really
right?
not one thing.
Yeah.
It evolves.
Music in the kitchen, yes or no?
I can tolerate it, but when I'm concentrating on something, I don't want music.
Okay. Two foods that go together but don't go together. I found a new one recently.
What?
Do you want me to give you an example?
What?
Oreos and sour cream.
What?
It totally works. we're like on the quest for finding foods that go together but don't go together. Because of course the perfect example is green mangoes and bagoong that you can say for people like who came up with that. But
see, I
sour
think I
cream, or
don't
it
think
tastes like
about it.
cheesecake. It tastes like
because-
cheesecake. You're gonna
because
try it. I know you're gonna try it.
Mango and bagoong for me
It
goes
really
together.
goes together. But you know what? As a kid growing up in the States,
yeah.
I had no idea about green mangoes, and when I finally like I fell in love with them when I was pregnant with Gia. Like, I remember saying to Nino, we need to go to the Filipino food store because they didn't have, like, the mangoes that we had in New York were very different. They're like the bigger green, like they're not Philippine mangoes, but I made him go to the store and buy.
Well, I think
mangoes
a
that
lot
we
of
could get.
Italians will find a curry risotto weird.
Oh well, they would. They could.
There you go. That's
the
one.
purists. The purists.
Exactly.
Okay. Any kitchen or dining accessory that you collect? Like one of the things I collected before is like salt and pepper shakers.
I don't collect one thing, but I might have
You
too
like pretty
much
things.
stuff.
I have a feeling you
in
like pretty things,
my home kitchen that
especially when you go
I
to
could
Bangkok.
probably
No?
don't need at home, but
But that's what
I
makes
might-
things pretty when you bring it to the table.
I have a lot of
find joy
plates.
in
I
that
have a lot
too?
of plates. I have a lot of napkins. I have a lot of.
Do you find joy in bringing, setting the table as well as putting,
like we're
filling
doing a
it?
renovation, and I told my interior designer, I have all of this, and I'm like downsizing on other things, but this one will not downsize, and we need more space.
Take note.
Sparks joy. Like this sparks joy. Like this I will
Absolutely.
add to
That's
it.
the thing that
I
came
need
out
to
of
do
the
the themes.
pandemic,
Like
for
today,
sure.
I feel like this, and
Yeah.
tomorrow I'll feel like that. And it's fun.
It does bring joy.
Yeah,
It
it
brings
does.
joy to set the table that
does.
way. Okay, what's your go-to lazy dinner that you would cook? Late at night, you're hungry, you're tired, just got home, but you got to make something. Are you going to call up CDP and tell them to send over?
Yeah, I was gonna say. When I go home, I'm not hungry. I'm full.
That's it, you're full already. You're on the sofa watching a movie. What's on your snack board?
Chips and popcorn.
Snacky, snacky. What's one ingredient in your kitchen you absolutely cannot do without?
Garlic.
Garlic. That's good. Italians like garlic too. What's one kitchen gadget you can't live without?
I think if I could have just one item, it would be a spoon.
Okay.
You can cook with a spoon.
Yeah,
You can eat
you
with a
can.
spoon. You can do a lot with a spoon. And nobody thinks about it.
Filipinos can cut with a spoon.
Yeah, that too. But when you're cooking, you can have all the gadgets to turn stuff and do
Yeah.
that. But there's a lot you can do with a spoon. I guess the same way that
simplicity of
the
it.
Japanese would use chopsticks for
do
stuff,
everything.
right? But
Right.
there's a lot you can do with a spoon.
Right. Favorite food memory as a child?
Ice cream. I grew
Mine
up.
too.
I grew up behind a factory, so there are so many stories about
I
it.
can't even imagine.
And you know what? The best ice cream for me is when it's fresh out of the machine.
Really?
So we would have, obviously we're
Yeah.
ours dairy, so you can have it in the can, and it's good.
Yeah.
But it's best when it's fresh out of the machine that we are not allowed to do. So you have to find a way to
You have to
get
ask
it.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
I mean,
But that's the best.
Pops.
Fresh out of the machine, super good.
Well, maybe I can try that one day. Okay, these are really rapid now. Savory or sweet?
Savory,
Milk or dark chocolate?
dark chocolate,
Spicy or sour?
spicy,
Adobo or sinigang?
adobo,
Tapa or tocino?
tapa.
Well, that's it. That wraps up this episode. Thank you, Chef Kat,
Thank
for
you.
having
Thank
me.
you. Thank you for coming.
And happy anniversary again.
Thank you.
We are here at CDP Global Table on Lopez Drive in Power Plant. Of course, guys, remember, if you are cooking out there, keep cooking, keep sharing, and of course, keep safe. Bye-bye.